second poem is untitled. You weren't invited to shake sense into me, rebuild a disconnected heart that would only end up leaking its life out. Now my 6 feet under calls me to sleep, to lay in comfort. Have my disconnected heart torn and stitched a few times before I lay under. Tonight I died in my heart, and it felt right. Lies, cupids, to be pierced by you. A fever, you reign in my blood. Let go of me, please. You are a pretty dream, and I am the recurring nightmare. You can only promise me temporary heaven. Only death can promise me forever. The second poem is called Charlie. It's not his real name, but it's what my friends and I would call him. He was just like Charlie Brown. Knight of Wands kills himself with 9 of Swords. The tortures he generates from within when his fears and doubts overwhelm him, while the sensible Queen of Pentacles watches. Sick inconsistencies infiltrated me. That was when I was young and I had violent love. I sharpen blades with my heart. I still write with this ugliness because it's made itself a part of me. I can slam myself against doors until I turn blue, until the red runs out, until I turn to white, and the white turns to cold. Come, let me destroy your heart and everything you built upon it. I can do that. This next one is called Mr. Minibar. It's kind of for every creepy guy I've ever encountered. It's really short. And it's really theatrical. With this here bowler hat I thee wed. Through trials and tribulations I thee find. In sickness and in plague I thee watch. And on this here stage that is life I act out my love for you. To have and unhold. The tall towers of London be my witness. Why? Because I like your perverted little heart. The second chapter, My Dream in Bathwater. The first poem is called How to Make an Opulent Mess, and it's just about anxiety. The only thing that acknowledges my attention is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or some variation of switching off the stove. It's the only kind of tense rhythm my body has perfected. A perfect routine, a routine, a routine, a routine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I take 2 steps back, but the rhythm demands my attention, demands me to repeat all the same actions in the same routine. How to make strange, nervous rhythms in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. I take in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 breaths. Is life such a nervous routine? Here's the thing with knobs and dials. In 6 steps, I must count zeros in this strange machine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like genuflection, I must keep the routine. Bade me to repeat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I repeat the mechanism until I am part machine. But the non-mecha, mechanized, mechanobot, and all other variations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, cries out in absurd silent screams. The lights in my stove are beaming. Chapter 3. 'Cause I woke up with promises and I woke up with sins. The first poem is called Song for the Boy Child. What worth wanders in your veins? It's the hope you see in me. It's the plague in my blood which I love and hate. In your mangled body and misshapen mind, it's all the wonderful things you say when I'm completely away. And 1 teardrop from me would make you see. If only I could end half your misery, so that you wouldn't die with your heart out because it failed on you. So with tattered hands from me, I can only help you see the tears you inspired from me. That one was a little bit difficult to read because I've just come out of an 8.5-year relationship, so it's about that person. Okay, the next one. The next one is called Mother. And this is when I started to be interested in things outside of me, about people in South Africa. So it's in someone else's voice. No doctor will visit our hut. They forgot about us. My child is crying. The walls of my hut come apart. For 4 days my child is crying, and for 4 days I am a figure in the dust, clasping my hands and pacing. I don't even have a wheelbarrow to take you. Some accidental thing has crept into your body, has made you cry and suffer in pain, when I will have none of it. Your tiny limbs have gone purple. You are in the worst pain, and you stir in your sleep. You cannot breathe. You are gasping for air. Will you be still? What will become of you, my son? When I look upon you, you will not see the kindness in my eyes. You will only know the frustration in your heart. You will think, Mama. When you look at me, you see what is missing. When he is a grown man, they will say he is a boy. My son, you will stay inside the darkest corner of our hut and be angry with me when I have to ask the neighbors for a lift to the doctor. You will be angry with me for standing outside in the dark, pacing and waiting for transport. You will be angry because I must be the chief in our home. You will say, seeing my mother do that reminds me that I never had any dreams. You will say, as a black child, I was destined to be a dying tree. You will sit in the dark of our hut, and you will look out of the window. You will cry through the night again, seeing your black mother pacing and waiting. Okay. The next one is kind of like a dialogue between a policeman and his sister. Brother, she shouldn't have been out after 8. Brother, submit, I say. Brother, you are unwell. She knew what she was doing when she came here alone. Brother, I've been thinking all day. Mama's arms are not strong enough. I am her caregiver. Sometimes I have to wake up to listen to see if she's still breathing. Mama and I are battered and bruised. You forget. No one who looks like you has a voice. Therefore you don't exist. Brother, when you look at me, your eyes are on fire. What are you, homosexual? When a woman talks like this, she is creating violence against herself. Brother, I wanted to write to you, to say that sometimes I am tired, and I just want to sit down after helping Mama. But knowing he is there, in my mind, he is all I can see. After he has left me lying with my face at his feet, I look at Mama and she says, go back. Go back to your husband and do not repeat what you have said to me. Brother, we are sick. I didn't invite you to counsel me, sister. Do you not think I am battered and bruised? When I step into uniform, I am no longer the boy you used to know. Stillness is no longer in my life. Every day I am fleeing myself. You would not be proud of me, sister. We slap and kick because we are empty. There is nothing except what you see when you go to sleep. And sister, I have tried to flee from that too. We are dead, sister. All of us. We are dead. There's no sympathy for the dead, you know. Yes, brother, we are dead. We are sick. Mama will never read. Mama will never know. Even in your uniform, you will always be a boy. Even in the womb of the earth, Papa will always be behind me, giving the same sermon you do today. And when I am buried, flowers will not grow over me. I am fleeing, just like you. This next one is called There's Something Growing in the Cold. And it's about my identity. It kind of says a little bit about being biracial. and about growing up with a father who was a master sergeant. He was against the idea of me using my hands to express myself. He didn't like it. So I think he saw himself as a major dad, that kind of thing. Okay. I had a small brown suitcase when I was small. I'd often use it to declare I'd be running away if my mother scolded me. Little Benjamin and my small vest would be packed inside. I remember keeping a marshmallow Easter egg inside it. Its wrapping was green, and every day I'd take small bites off of it. I did not want to finish it. Then I'd look at it a bit, cherish it, and quickly put it away. I did not want to finish it. I think I kept it in there for a few weeks. I did not want to finish it. There was secrecy growing in me. My mother would catch me sometimes using my left hand, and she didn't like it. Today, I'm right-handed. Hands were a big thing in my home. My father was very annoyed with me using my hands to express myself when speaking. My hands couldn't become trees, not big trees, more like bonsai trees, a bit stunted. You should see me lecturing and using my hands. Sometimes I feel they're giving me the same look my father did. I am the daughter of an ex-German master sergeant and a South African mother, but at the same time, I'm not that. My biracial identity screams, my life is in the black and white album. I didn't do drama clubs or classes when I was small. I remember wanting to do the Miss Tinkerbell competitions, but my mother said I'd have to wait for all my teeth to grow. A guy's for, we didn't have the money for it. My teeth are still growing today. So I created my own performance world in the sand, grass, and beach, in spaces that seemed unending. There was even more secrecy growing in me. On the outside, I had to be a logical German, 1, 2, 3, instead of 1, 2, 3. On the other hand, I was enjoying the secrecy and ugliness of my own private world. I used to be an escape artist. I had to pull my secret and ugly drawings off my walls and hide them away, occasionally glancing at them just to feel good for a few minutes in the day. My sister still echoes my father and jokingly calls me a freak. It becomes very hard to write. It feels like I'm writing a secret, keeping the reader locked out of my mind or even blind to my own impulses. It's a secret cold prison that I've designed quite comfortably. My recent spell of sicknesses means that I didn't quite inherit the soldier blood, rather my grandfather's unfortunate ending. I don't think his body ever left prison. Do you know where he is? He's in Legend Land, following my sweet shadow. Contracting pneumonia was the most important time in my cold prison. I've never thrown up that hard, never hated food and water that much, and had nothing to do except torture myself. I was seeking the death of a dead day. It wasn't fair that my half-brothers had everything, while I worried about whether my school shoes would last a couple of years. I wonder if this was the same unfairness the other peschke felt when the Russians let my grandfather go and not him. I've designed my life as a secret. I have a feeling I know what I want, but I'm not always sure I deserve it. But there's something growing in the cold. While it ruled me and grew through my hands, while the textures made me sigh, while I took on the look of a prisoner, I know that my hands aren't growing to imprison me. I've simply been waiting for my own moment. I've been waiting and growing. A landslide won't be enough to stop me. This next one is called Cure for Me, and it's really short. I was beginning to think. I've been singing songs to Juliet, but she never comes. And here you are now. I met her in the corridor and I asked, "Honey, my dear, would you waste some time with me? I'm in need of summer and blinding lies. I've been saving a dance for you. I drift if the music is good. I fall asleep if the music is good, because it takes me into my dreams, and what better place is there to be?" The one that I'm going to close with is called A Place to Bury Strangers. And it kind of makes me think of one of my favorite sayings. I don't know who the author of the saying is, but it's something along the lines of you have two lives and you start living the second one once you realize you only have one. So, A Place to Bury Strangers. I shift in the bed next to you. You open one tired, lazy green eye. Then I wait to find myself missing. I keep feeling you at my door, but fall asleep again, listening to my dreams. I wish this was my room. I am the crier in my sleep. My hands tell me I want to weave a country for you. Mama, there is no great design for this. In weeks I covered myself in sleep. My body slowly slipped out of bed while my soul was still covered in sheets. My legs were sore, but I got up and suddenly I was walking outside. I was walking with many feelings. When the sun hit my face, I felt that I would like to belong to someone's smile. I'd like to see drops of myself fall onto someone's shoulder. Then the sun went down. I'm on the honeymoon without the groom. I laughed when I saw the amusement parks on fire. I thought this fire should engulf my dreams and my memories. On this walk, they must no longer look at my sister and I and say, look at them, children both with pain. We crawled out at night and out of dirt bins. We were like garbage men coming to pick up our dreams. When you heard bottles and cans being dragged along the road, that was us, treading carefully. With our innocent eyes, we looked down at whoever would pass by. They said we looked the same, children both with pain. But this is how things work out. The feelings sank to the bottom of the bottles until we didn't have any left. The world is full of revelations, and I laughed because I didn't have to spend another 4 years dreaming of my father trying to kill me. For 4 years I was trapped in his wine box. His drunk mouth and wine-stained lips a real live shotgun. My dreams are cheap. They're made of boxed wine-stained walls carrying the stink-stale, rotting cigarette butts and the cold stares I have inherited. This is the weight under the dark of my eyes. Yesterday I was old. Tomorrow I will be old and the inevitable will come. I will have eyes of age like burnt embers telling of the good times. In between yesterday and tomorrow, I hope you will remember me. When my walk stops, life will have passed. My memory is ending, so please, remember me. I'm Marcia, but my name is me.
Marcia! Yeah!